no, not again.
Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Charlotte. And welcome
to Perf Damage,
the weekly podcast hosted by a movie-obsessed husband and wife team who work in the film industry.
We'll share stories of film production and restoration. We'll review and recommend. We'll examine the minutiae of subgenres and even microgenres. And most importantly, we will tackle the art of the double feature.
Just remember, all our opinions are our own and do not represent those of our employers.
Thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
All right. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome. Happy New Year to everyone.
Yeah, this is our first episode of the new year.
It is. And we are here today to tell you our top 10 of 2023. We're going to combine our top 10 list because a lot of them are the same.
Yeah, but that's why we're going to do a top 15.
Yeah, we're doing 15.
So because we had some discrepancies on our list, you know, some that I liked more than she did. And,
yeah.
And so we just...
our number one picks are actually different. But yeah, we're not going to... These aren't really in any kind of order.
Not really.
Right?
Not really. Except for maybe the top... Well, the top ones would be our top picks of the year.
Yeah, some of these top ones over here. These are good.
Yeah.
Definitely the top two. Well, the top ones. Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Let's talk about our top films of the year. And get out of the semantics.
All right. Anyway, so top 15 of the year. Number 15.
Well...
We're not going to do that?
I don't know.
I like numbers.
Again, no order. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do that. But no order. Okay, so number 15.
Number 15 is a little teeny movie we saw at Sundance last year.
Sundance Virtual.
Yeah, that came out in the middle of the year and kind of disappeared very quickly.
I honestly didn't even know that it got released.
Yeah, very little distribution, but we think that this is a movie that everybody should seek out.
We're burying the lead.
Well, no, we're just setting it up.
All right.
It's called Scrapper.
Scrapper.
What stage of grief are you at now?
I think I'm almost finished.
Yeah, I feel sorry for her.
She'll make it through.
Lovely, though, that she's living with her uncle.
Could you do me one favour?
Georgie's doing great at school, thanks.
Emotionally coping?
We are eating spaghetti bolognese today.
Well, I for one feel reassured.
Who's Georgie?
Who's asking?
I'm Jason. I'm your dad.
And so she's a adulty kid and he's a childy adult. So somehow they kind of meet in the middle and together they kind of make an adult.
Yeah, he's a party guy. She was
Yeah.
sired on a vacation in Ibiza, and he stayed. He never went home with them.
I love kids that are bossing adults around in movies. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is about that.
Well, she's self-sufficient. She's
Yeah.
smart. She's resourceful.
Yeah, a little punk kid.
She's great.
Yeah, she's great.
I mean, she's really the thing that makes this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, her and her relationship with her dad when he shows up back in her life really make this film work.
This film actually won the Grand Jury Prize at Sundance. We're not the only ones that loved it.
Yeah, Lola Campbell plays Georgie, the little girl. She was a revelation.
Yeah,
Honestly,
incredible. One
One of the realest performances that you could ever capture on film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Scrapper, check it out.
Sick.
That was shocking.
Shocking.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that kind of segues into our next one, right?
Yeah, number 14. We sort of paired things together. So if you like one, maybe you like the other. So this is a sort of similar in a way. And number 14, Flora and Son.
Young Max, one more offence and you'll be behind bars. Flora, you're his mother. Find him something to do.
What are you doing right now?
You don't want to know.
You are a great mother. Am I? Happy birthday.
What's that?
It's yours.
Don't want to play. Since when am I a guitarist?
I can't go on like this. Living in a shoebox with a kid who hates me.
Can't wait for the day I don't have to be here.
Go on! Go back to your dad! I might learn the guitar myself.
That's just too funny. Takes years of practice, commitment.
She kind of grows into herself and accepts adulthood through the journey that she takes in the film.
She takes guitar lessons through this guy that she's found on YouTube who is Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
And this feels like one of those COVID movies because he's mostly on Zoom.
Yeah.
So you feel like, okay, this the COVID movie.
Well, and it was directed by John Carney, right? We wanted to mention him because
Yes,
he directed
absolutely.
Sing Street and
Yes.
Once,
Yes.
which are all musically based films. Like the last one, a very small film.
Yeah, you're seeing a young mother trying to figure herself out and also connect with her son. And her son is really into making his own music with his little computer. And so they sort of connect on that level, which...
Come on, girl, let's get in trouble. Shaking not stir the James Bond from Dublin.
We got something real. Why don't you ask her out?
Can I try that on?
It's too big.
That's the look.
Yeah, for turtles.
So it's good. So if you've seen Flora and Son and you haven't seen Scrapper, check it out. If you haven't seen either one and you like these kind of movies, I mean, obviously we're saying check them out. That's the worst thing I could have said.
Everything on this list you should check out. These are our recommendations.
Yes.
So.
If that wasn't already clear.
Yeah.
So number 13, Polite Society. This one is about an Indian girl in the UK who wants to be a stunt woman.
I'm Rhea Khan. I am going to be a stunt woman. My sister Lena is the only person who believes in me.
Want to help me with a vid for my channel?
She helps me with all my training.
You are going to be such a great stunt woman.
That was dope though. But lately, she's been seeing this guy who I think is a bit of a smarmy wanker. Lena, it's a trap.
Oh my God, Rhea, chill out.
Now, I'm not being dramatic, but these people are evil.
The whole story is kind of told through her mind screen. So
Yes.
everything is kind of amped up. And then because she's a stunt woman, she expresses herself through action. So everything kind of...
She wants to be a stunt woman.
Yeah. Everything kind of devolves into a fight, which
Yes.
is pretty fun. They're
Yes,
highly
and-
stylized.
And there's all these titles whenever she gets into these fights with people in the movie. When she gets in a fight with her sister, I think it says Khan versus Khan. And it's very over the top.
Nothing that you're seeing is actual reality, but it is her, kind of supposed reality,
Yeah,
which
I
is
mean,
kind of interesting.
she wants to be a stunt woman, so she sort of manifests her own action movie. in a way.
She's the star of her own action film. That's
Yeah.
a good way to put it.
Yeah.
This was a feature film debut by a director named Nita Manzoor.
Which is the second female director we have on the list. The first one was Scrapper. I don't even think we mentioned that.
No, that was Charlotte
Reagan, I think. How did I remember her name?
Yeah, Regan.
There you go.
Yeah.
Remembered her first name, anyways.
Oh, I wonder how. And this is a very assured directorial debut.
Yes.
She shows off all kinds of abilities, and I look forward to her next film.
I do too. Polite Society. Check it out.
Did you see my kick? Of course I bloody did. It was magical. I'm pretty sure I drew blood.
All right, so next up, we're going to go with one that's on everybody's list this year.
Yeah.
It's probably a shoe-in for some Oscars.
So that's what, 12? Number 12.
Number 12.
Not as number 12, but 12 on our list of 15. Do I need to say that every time? No.
No.
All right, yes, hit it.
Oppenheimer.
This is a national emergency.
Detonator charged.
Directed by Christopher Nolan.
Mm-hmm. The 3-hour-long epic.
3 hours plus.
Yeah, I have to admit, there was part of me that wasn't looking forward to this one, mostly because of the runtime, although I do love the subject matter.
We're also not huge Christopher Nolan fans.
I think it's the persona that is given to Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, he's kind of an iconoclast.
Yeah,
and
but
things like that,
did you hear when he won Best Director at the Golden Globes? I know you did because you were on the Golden Globes.
I did. I definitely heard it.
He was at the Golden Globes, but he was actually on screen.
I was on screen.
Several times. I feel like we should insert that clip here.
Maybe.
I had so many text messages from people saying, I just saw Adam on TV.
So did I.
Yeah, but I saw you the whole time. Anyways, I digress. His speech when he won Best Director was so great.
This is the first time he's won.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at his entire career, he deserves a win, and especially for this film because he managed to make a historical drama that's over 3 hours long, an interesting film, and kind of a thriller towards the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a film I don't think that we really need to go into detail and explain why we liked it. You've heard of it.
Yeah, it's worth seeing.
It was
if
good.
you haven't seen it, sit for the 3 hours and 16 minutes. It's worth your time.
Yeah, especially at home. You can pause it if you want.
Yeah.
Fast forward if you want. I don't know. you know.
So let's go into the next one. It's another 3-hour epic.
Yes, Killers of the Flower Moon, directed by Martin Scorsese.
The Osage, they have the worst land possible. But they outsmarted everybody. The land had oil on it. Black gold. Money flows freely here now.
I do love that money, sir.
I feel like last year there were so many just good movies that came out. There's been such a lull in the last 2 years because of the pandemic. And I felt like this year a lot of stuff came out that was just fun and entertaining.
Well, between Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, and Napoleon, you had these 3 gigantic epics that felt like old school Hollywood was back again.
Yeah.
You know? It felt really good.
With Barbie being so
And then Barbie
big,
was a huge
you know,
phenomenon.
It made
yeah.
people excited to be at the movies again. So happy.
All right.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Check it out.
Charlotte, what's up next?
I'll tell you what's up next.
This was one that you really liked.
Okay, so the next 2 we have are horror films. We put them together in the 10 and 9 spot. And yes, I did really love this one. At number 10, Talk to Me.
Who's up?
I'll do it.
Cannot go for more than 90 seconds. Am I clear?
What happens after 90 seconds?
Don't want to stay. Light the candle to open the door. Blow it out to close it. Put your hand on it. Now say, talk to me.
Talk to me.
Directed by Danny and Michael Filippo. I had to say, I said it like so many times wrong.
This is a film that lays out the rules right away.
Yeah, there are 7 rules that
There's
they lay out.
7?
7 rules.
Okay, I don't remember that there were that many, but I mean, it's like Gremlins, right? Don't get them wet. Don't feed them after midnight. You're set up with these rules, and then you just know they're all going to be broken.
Yeah, this is like double Gremlins plus 1.
Double Gremlins plus 1.
Yeah, so 7 rules in this one.
The film is really grounded by this girl's grief over the loss of her mother.
Of her mother, yep. Played by Sophie Wilde, who is actually very, very good in this
so
film.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She plays a character named Nia. I like that it's all fun and games until this one moment when this younger kid, Riley, he plays the game.
Yeah, so they don't want to let the little kid do it. You know, with a group of kids, there's always that one little kid that wants to play with the bigger kids and who shouldn't because he's the one, or she, I'm talking about my little brother, actually, who always gets hurt and ruins the fun. And you just know that that's going to happen.
At a certain point, you knew that some evil spirit was going to come in. Then this happens. And at that moment, the violence is so sudden and devastating.
Yeah.
It's so graphic. And I don't want to.
It's a possession thing. So a spirit sort of possesses this little boy, and.
But I don't want to give away what happens.
No, not at all.
If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you do. This is the moment that the film gets real.
Yeah.
And the tone changes.
It does. It
is
actually goes scary.
Incredibly effective.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the next one?
The next one is a foreign film. It's from Argentina.
Directed by Demian Rugna.
The film is called
When Evil Lurks.
When Evil Lurks.
A demon possession film. This one, it takes a unique entryway into that format, though. Like, if you are possessed, the longer you're possessed, the more it corrupts the physical form that you're in. I don't want to give much away about this. I think it's interesting that they instantly run to the church and the church turns their back on them.
I think this film is sort of like Evil Dead in a way, but it's the more bleak version of it.
Yes, that's one of the things
bleak.
why I wanted to mention the church is because the church turns its back and leaves these people to fend for themselves, even though they know that this thing spreads. It's the bleakest film I've seen in a really long time.
It really is. They should have called the Pope's Exorcist.
Yes, they should have. He shows up on his Vespa. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah. Russell Crowe.
Highly recommend seeking out When Evil Lurks. I don't think that one got a lot of attention.
No, I think Shudder bought
buzz.
it out of festival.
Yeah,
and,
so it's playing on Shudder
exclusively.
which is that horror film streaming service.
$5 a month, $6 a month. Yeah,
some dollars a month.
And they have lots of exclusives on there.
They do.
Shudder's
they do.
Actually a really good service to have.
Yeah, they are.
If you like horror movies.
Thanks, Shudder.
Yeah. Oh, you winked.
Yeah, just for you. Adam hates winking, so if you really want to freak him out,
it weirds me out. I don't like it.
Wink at him.
All right.
All right.
Now we've got the uncomfortable winking out of the way.
What number is this? 8? I think it's 8.
Well, this is a film that's cleaning up at all of the award shows right now for acting.
This is The Holdovers, Alexander Payne's new one with Paul Giamatti.
Sir, I don't understand.
That's glaringly apparent.
I can't fail this class.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, Mr. Coates. I truly believe that you can.
Every year at Barton Academy, students, faculty, and staff depart the campus for a 2-week winter break. But there are always an unfortunate few who have nowhere to go for the holidays. They're known as the Holdovers.
Mr. Hunnam.
Hello, Mary.
I heard you got stuck with babysitting duty this year. How'd you manage that?
You know, he used to be a student, right? Yeah, that's why he knows how to inflict maximum pain on us.
This is all about acting, this film. These are well drawn out characters. I really want to point out the Mary Lamb character played by Divine Joy Randolph. This could have easily been like a comic relief type of character.
Yep, absolutely.
But they invest her, and the actress invests so much emotional depth in this character that she becomes probably one of the most sketched out characters in the entire film.
And Paul Giamatti just does it so well.
Yeah,
so
he's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's winning all these awards so far.
I want to give a shout out to my son, Samuel, who recently graduated from college. Thank you. And...
And so has Divine Joy Randolph has also won both of them too. So
thank you to my family and friends for holding me up, and to the character Mary. Oh, Mary, you have changed my life. You have made me feel seen in so many ways that I have never imagined.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Holdovers, really good. Great acting and a good storyline.
Do not cross the Rubicon.
The Holdovers.
All right, well, let's go on to the next one because it's also kind of a character piece.
Absolutely. Number 7 on our list.
One of our favorite movies of the year.
American Fiction.
American Fiction.
Listen, Monk, you need some time off. Why don't you go back and spend a little more time with your family? You know that all successful writers are tormented by their families.
You look fat.
Okay.
Welcome home, baby.
How the fuck? I don't feel like much of the writer lately.
Your books change people's lives.
And something I've written never changed your life?
Absolutely. My dining room table was wobbly as hell
my God.
before your last book came out. It was like perfect.
Any news?
Editors, they want a black book.
They have one. I'm black, and it's my book. Look at what they expect us to write.
Would you read an excerpt?
Yo, Sharonda, where you be going in a hurry like that? If and you gots to know, I was going to the pharmacy.
Something's got to give. If they want stereotypes, I'll give them one.
What is this?
Deadbeat dads, rappers, crack, that's black, right?
Nobody's gonna publish this.
Just want to rub their noses in it.
We love it.
What?
It is very,
Black?
Yes, that's it. I'm happy you said it and not me.
He thinks he's going way over the top more than anybody else would ever take this seriously, and it's the most successful thing he's ever done. And that gives him guilt. Directorial debut, feature film debut by Cord Jefferson. Premise, but he didn't hang the entire film on that premise. This could have easily been a slapstick comedy where Monk finds himself in all these uncomfortable situations over and over again. because of the setup of the film, the premise.
American Fiction, highly recommend it. It's comedy.
Well worth your time.
Gotta get home. It's 8 in the morning. I'm not flying the fucking plane, bro.
When the going gets tough, gotta.
For the next one, we'll get a little serious. A little more serious.
Oh, okay.
We've got at our number 6 spot, Past Lives.
What a good story this is. Childhood sweethearts who reconnect 20 years later and realize they were meant for each other. In the story, I would be the evil white American husband standing in the way of destiny.
Shut up. He was just this kid in my head for such a long time. I think I just missed him.
Did he miss you?
혜성! 와, 너다.
What I liked about it is it didn't follow the simple rom-com structure.
Right.
You know,
it's kind of sad. It's got a melancholy aspect
well,
to
it's
it.
more real life, you know,
Yeah.
like it's all about timing. Relationships are all about timing. And it's all about the amount of time you can put into a relationship. This film, I think, handles that in a way that you're not conventionally seeing on in film. And that's all I'll say about it. I really, really enjoyed the film. It's incredibly acted. It's very simple.
There are some subtitles, but it's not all subtitles. So any of you that are kind of worried about that, this is a good sort of trainer film. Get you some subtitles, but
a trainer film.
Well, I always tell people to get over it and just watch it if there's subtitles. Here's the thing with subtitles, which we could go into a whole thing. Subtitled movies, they don't translate every single word that a person's saying because that would be blocks of text. So it's a condensed version. So that's why you can read it and keep up with the plot.
Yeah, it's like Cliff Notes.
Cliff Notes. Come on, you can do Cliff Notes, right?
Oh, can I say one other thing too?
No.
Past Lives, very unconventional romance film.
Yeah, check it out.
All right, what's next?
All right.
Well, we're going to switch into a whole different gear now.
Yeah, we are switching gears here. Number 5 on our list, which I wasn't sure that we should add this because technically it wasn't really a theatrical thing. We always like to add a documentary on our list.
Well, neither was Flora and Son. There were several of these.
Okay, so
yeah.
see Mr. Asterisk here.
Yeah.
So anyways, he's wearing the shirt about this documentary, which is RoboDoc. Is it The Making of RoboCop?
The Making of RoboCop.
Is that the subtitle? The Creation of
Oh,
RoboCop.
the creation.
Ha! I knew it was something different. Glad I wrote that down. It is almost 5 hours long.
Well, it's split into
4 episodes.
hour-plus episodes. So.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
A lot of directors wouldn't even look at it.
In fact, I read 20, 30 pages and I thought it was absolutely ridiculous.
We spent at least $1 million on this suit.
The suit doesn't work!
Peter Weller couldn't walk in it.
Paul's nuts.
You go like this and you shoot.
But he's inspiring, man. I don't think anybody would tell you they had a good time on that picture.
As you guys probably know, we are both gigantic fans of the movie RoboCop.
Well, longtime listeners will know that we are big fans of RoboCop.
The thing that we liked about this documentary was that despite being huge fans and knowing so much about the film,
Yeah, knowing everything about it.
we still learned
so much
something new in every episode.
You know, you gotta love a documentary about a movie that's like way longer than the movie. I think one of my favorite parts is the Oreo story.
Oh, yeah.
He clip-clops in the suit over to the edge of the railing, and Peter starts bellowing, "Robo, what's an Oreo?" And we're in this steel mill, it just echoes. Steve Lim's going, "Can we get the shot, and then Robo can have an Oreo?" And Peter said no. They had to send a PA up the stairs. They feed him an Oreo, and then he says, "Okay, I'm ready," and then we shot it. So after that, Peter would always say, "Robo wants an Oreo." So I had a gentleman that worked with me, and his official title, it should have been the Peter Feeder, because that's what the crew called him, as the Peter Feeder, because for some reason, weapons had to feed Peter Oreos.
I haven't got a damn clue about Randy Moore and his fucking Oreos.
Yeah, I mean, this doc, it goes really deep, and it has all of the major players that were in the film, which is fantastic.
And despite there being sequels to RoboCop and a television series of RoboCop,
and
this
an animated show
only focuses on the first movie.
Yeah.
There's that much stuff in there, so it's not even something that's about, all of RoboCop.
Like all of, Robodum.
Robodum. Robodum.
Robodum. Anyway.
If you got 5 hours.
I'll buy that for $1.
All right. What's our next one, Charlotte?
Okay, at number 4, Godzilla -1.
こりゃなんだって言うんだ。
あいつの未来を守ってやりたい。
Dang, I was not prepared for how good this movie was.
I wasn't either. I have to say that happened a lot this year. Movies seemed better than they should have been.
Yes.
A lot of them did.
I would totally
But I
agree.
went into a sort of expectations, better than they should have been. But this one, Godzilla, was such a different kind of Godzilla movie.
Yeah, I mean, this was not like just kaiju smashing stuff. This was...
Kaijus are giant monsters.
Yeah, this film had emotional depth, and we were not prepared to be emotionally moved by a Godzilla film.
No, because it takes place in World War II, and it's about a kamikaze pilot who did not crash his plane, and his guilt for doing that, and the shame of his family and stuff like that. And Godzilla really is more a manifestation of his guilt.
Yeah, a physical manifestation of his guilt.
Yeah, but it's so well done.
Man, that movie is so good.
Yeah,
Like,
if there's one complaint from people, it's, I wish it
there
had
was
more
Godzilla.
Godzilla,
Yeah.
which seems weird. But the other story is just so good. And didn't you say that they're going to be releasing it again in theaters?
Yes.
But in black and white?
Yes, 2 weeks from now. Or
All right,
something
I am
like
there. That'll be like
She'll be there.
I don't know where you'll be, but
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Anyway, worth seeing.
Godzilla.
If you missed it the first time, go see it in black and white.
ゴジラ-1マイナスから
What do we got for number 3?
Number
Adam?
3, this one is really close to my heart. This film, Iron Claw.
Ever since I was a child, people said my family was cursed. Mom tried to protect us with God. Pop tried to protect us with wrestling. He said if we were the toughest, the strongest, nothing could ever hurt us.
The Iron Claw, the sad story of the Von Erich wrestling dynasty.
Yeah, the family. Very tragic story.
Yeah, I mean, this movie was technically about wrestling, but
There wasn't a lot of wrestling in it.
Wasn't a lot, really. A
Like
wrestling
Godzilla,
film.
one of the complaints, it needed more wrestling. But I think that's actually a positive because you don't need to be a fan of wrestling to like this movie because it's about the family. Very good story, a lot of heart that you wouldn't normally associate with all the muscles because there are a lot of muscles in that
A lot
film
of
too.
muscles, yeah. And Zac Efron is incredible in this film.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
really
not
good.
only did he physically change his body to be ridiculously in shape, but he has emotional depth I've never seen from him before. A wrestling movie that's really more about the family dynamics. The Iron Claw.
Iron Claw, check it out.
Go
Even
see
if you
it.
don't like wrestling, it's a good story. Saw lots of dudes tearing up. The last scene in the movie.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
There were some dudes openly weeping.
There was tragedies about, but it was that last scene of the movie that got everybody.
Openly weeping.
Yeah, the couple in front of us, the chick was making fun of the guy she was with for crying. I mean, she was doing one of those like, "Are you crying?" Like,
just calling him out.
yeah, it was kind of rude.
Poor him.
I know, but it was funny.
Yeah.
Before we do our top films of the year, maybe we'll mention a few of our runners-up.
Sure, sounds good.
So for some comedies, Renfield was one that I absolutely loved. That's Nicolas Cage playing a vampire, Nicholas Hoult.
A very polarizing film. I know a bunch of people that did not care for this
But
film.
that's good. You either love it or hate it. You're not just like,
Well, it gave you emotions either way, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's the way to go.
It is. You want those strong feelings. So Renfield was one. Didn't quite make the list,
Yep.
but it's right there.
But we have another Nick Cage movie.
Another Nick Cage
Yep.
movie. Dream Scenario. It's fun. It's so bizarre, but definitely if you like weirdo comedies.
Yeah, I mean it's worth seeing. It's
yeah, if you're a fan of like Being John Malkovich or
right.
Adaptation or those kind of films.
Beau is Afraid would have been a much better film.
Yes, I agree.
But yeah, that's an interesting film also.
Okay, for some animated films that we really liked, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, very much like the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse that came out this year too, which is also one of our kind of runners-up picks. Very unique animation and very fun story. Good for kids and adults. A few more that we recommend.
Oh yeah, this is a weird one. Our rubric for this one was films based on properties or brands. Yes.
Brands.
Yeah. So we had Blackberry and Air both in here. Air is the story of the making of the first Air Jordan. And then Blackberry.
Story behind the BlackBerry device.
Yeah, the rise and fall of BlackBerry.
Very good.
All right, what else we got? We got a couple thrillers here.
We do.
Not really thrillers, sort of thrillers.
Yeah.
Neither of them are actual thrillers, like in the conventional sense.
Yeah. Fair Play and May December also made our short list for best of the year. A couple action films that we really liked that didn't make the list. John Wick 4.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, that was one that made our short list. And this was one that I went into thinking like, I'm not really excited about this.
Another one of those where it was way better than it should have been.
Yeah.
And then, okay, Gran Turismo. That was one that, another one that was way better than it should have been.
Yeah, based on a video game. But we do love the director.
Did you forget his name too? I just blanked on his name.
No. I'll remember.
South African.
Neil Blomkamp.
Yep.
Boom.
Nailed it. Right. Go back.
Why? I mean, I think that's kind of funny to drop that
I do not want that in there. All right, and then the last one for action films, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1.
I think the release date was just bad on this one because it came out right before Oppenheimer came out, and that's why it couldn't play in the IMAX theaters for a long time.
Well, that's right. And I also do think that it was a little bit of Tom Cruise fatigue because
possibly
he had saved the year before.
He did.
Also, it has AI in it, and it deals with it in a very kind of cool way.
It does. It could have gone kind of lame about it. Hey.
Who are you barking at?
She don't like Tom Cruise, apparently. You need to leave the house then.
Fatigue.
Oh, she just got fatigue.
She had fatigue.
My number one of the year was the film Sisu.
He was a Finnish commando. He lost his home and his family in the war. He became a one-man death squad. He's one mean motherfucker that you do not want to mess with.
You'll see what happens when you take everything from him.
You really believe that he's immortal?
No, he just refuses to die.
How many minds did we bury here? All of them.
Well, directed by Jalmari Hollander.
Yes, who did Rare Exports. He did
Big Game.
Is he Finnish?
Finnish director. We love this guy. He's got so much energy.
Yeah, this is a 91-minute over-the-top action film that takes place in World War II.
It's about a gold miner who was a former special agent in the Finnish army.
Yes, so everybody knows who this guy is in Finland. This guy's legendary.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's killed more people than anybody that ever lived in Finland.
He's
or something.
unkillable.
And he's unkillable, yes.
You've never had so much fun watching Nazis get killed as you'll have watching this film. And there's so much stuff that's over the top. The violence, the gore, all of it's over the top. There's a lot of it, but it's so much fun.
It is absolutely fun.
And then the women become badass, so you get some badass chicks in there. So if you like John Wick, check out Sisu if you haven't seen it, or if you like World War II movies, you like seeing Nazis get destroyed in over-the-top
horrific ways. Yeah.
Check it out, Sisu. It's fantastic.
Sisu!
Yeah. My favorite film of the year, which seems weird putting an action film as my favorite film of the year, but I watched it, I think, I don't even know how many times.
Yeah, we showed it to your dad. We showed it to
everybody.
everybody because no one went to the movies.
So if you want to see it, just come over.
Yeah, come over to our house.
It on. Yeah.
All right. So.
Okay. All right. So number one, part 2, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, this was my number 1 of the year.
I also really loved it too.
Yeah. I mean, I loved Sisu.
Yeah.
Also,
so they're like the 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Anyways, never mind. Boring.
Doesn't matter. Anyway, my number 1 of the year was Saltburn.
My parents, they've got problems.
What kind of? What do you mean problems?
I don't think I'll ever go home again.
Well, why don't you come home with me? Come to Saltburn.
Mr. Quick.
Wow.
And here he is now.
Oh, beautiful eyes. Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah, I told you it wasn't a minger.
Oh, but darling, you're kind about everyone. You can't be trusted.
I had them hang up an old school dinner jacket. We dressed for dinner here.
Dressed for dinner?
Yeah, it was like black tie.
So directed by Emerald Fennell, who directed Promising Young Woman.
That's right. Another female director on the list.
That's right.
That's awesome.
My problem with Promising Young Woman is that I didn't think it went far enough.
Mm-hmm.
In this film, Saltburn,
absolutely goes far enough.
She goes weird, and I loved it. I loved every second of how weird she went.
Yes. You think, I know what kind of movie this is. I know what this plot is going to be. It's not that at all. Everything that you think at the beginning is not how it ends.
It's a, twisty thriller with a lot of psychosexual obsession involved. Yeah, it's well worth your time.
And I hear, we've only watched it once, but from people that have watched it a few times, they say that it's a film that on repeat viewings, you get so much more from it because you see all these little details or things in the background or characters even as they're talking about things that you pick up that you wouldn't even notice the first time. So I'm looking forward to checking it out again.
Absolutely. Worth a repeat.
So those were our films. What did we leave out? Did we leave out anything good that we should check out? I mean, I still feel like we're catching up on some stuff that we didn't get to see. We didn't get to see everything. And we should wrap this up because we talked way too long. And we actually have a movie that we need to get to.
All right. Until next time. Thanks for joining us here on Perf
Damage.
Two Australian YouTubers.
Twins.
Yes, Danny and Michael Filippo. Sorry. Another feature film debut.
Mm-hmm.
This time by a pair of Australian twins.
Yep.
That are former YouTubers.
Yep.
Danny and Michael Filippo. Fuck, I said it wrong again. What is it? Filippo. That's what it is. Filippo. That's how they said it.
Sensing an outtake here.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's really boring.
Not that that's really that interesting, but.
So that would be kind of interesting, maybe, or maybe not.
Yeah, nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah.